So Jaime went to visit his very best friend Moishi. Moishi happens to be a moil. A moil, you know what he is. He's the guy who snips it off and does the circumcisions. So that day, Moishi was cleaning out his closets and he happened to have a big jar of foreskins on his desk. So Jaime says to Moishi, Moishi, what are you doing with those foreskins? So Moishi says, not much. So Jaime says, you know, I'm in the leather business. Give me the foreskins and I'll make something for you. So Jaime comes back next week and he puts a wallet on the table. Moishi says, what's that? He said, well, I made the wallet from the foreskins. Moishi says, Jaime, I gave you a big jar of foreskins and you give me a little wallet. But Jaime says, but Moishi, if you rub the wallet, it becomes a suitcase. My name is Judy. I run the Free Times Cafe, and about 18 years ago I invented the famous Bella Did You Eat authentic Jewish dairy and fish buffet. And one of the big items on our buffet are my mother Bella's potato latkes and my booby's applesauce. Okay, so the big deal with making latkes is that you have to grate potatoes. And this peeler, you have to peel potatoes. This peeler is your best kind of peeler. It's what all the chefs use to peel the potatoes, and we peel lots of 50-pound sacks of potatoes here every week. Now, when you're grating those potatoes, man, you gotta make sure that you don't grate your fingers with the potatoes. As a matter of fact, there's a certain kind of a cut that people get on their fingers and on their knuckles. It's called a potato latke cut. At the beginning, I had to make a lot of the latkes, and there was a Saturday night, and I had to get this big order out. And there I was, up to my elbows, grating potatoes, grating onions, and I was feeling really sorry for myself because I didn't have a boyfriend. And there I was, while everybody else was partying, I was making latkes. So I entertained myself by making up a latke love song. He covered my body with latkes and dabbed on the sour cream. There were dozens and dozens of latkes. I was in a dream. Boom, 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 latke love. It was nothing but latke love. He ate so many latkes, I almost started to scream. And then he saw me naked. That was the end of the sour cream. Boom, 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 latke love. It was nothing but latke love. All right. Now, for the onion, of course, you take your onion, you cut off the ends, you know, and don't waste it. Just cut the ends off and you peel it, right? Now, some people cry when they peel onions and other people don't, but that's just what's going to happen to you. You may start crying. Gavolt! Oi, okay, so now what? Oi! All right, and it's basically one onion, maybe a little bit bigger than this, to a pound of potatoes. Now, in terms of getting a boyfriend, when you grate the onions, you start to cry. So you could say, I'm so in love with you, I'm crying when you're not around. And then he'll like you even more because he'll think that you're so sweet. Now, when you finish that, you put an egg in, a little bit of matzo meal, a little bit of salt, and you make your latkes. Can you stop for a minute? Okay, the most important thing when making latkes is squeezing out the water. So after you have your grated potatoes and onions, you add your egg, you want to squeeze it, and look at how much water comes out. We're just going to dump it out here, and then we're going to squeeze some more water. And that's when you add your matzo meal or flours. After you squeeze the water out. Look at this. Look at all that water that's coming out. Okay? And this is the biggest reason for failure in latkes, is that you do not squeeze out the water, because if you don't, they're going to fall apart and they're going to turn black. Okay, so here we go. Now we're going to put a little bit of salt in, all right, and some matzo meal to bind it. Now I'm using matzo meal because that's what my mother Bella used. But in the restaurant here, we actually use white flour. Okay, but matzo meal is traditional because that's what Jewish women used, and it makes Whoa, look at this. No, it's a little soft. We're going to add a little bit more. And this is how boobies cook. Boobies don't measure. They do it by feel, by texture, and by sight. Okay, and also by taste, of course. That tastes really good. Lots of onion. All right, now we're going to start forming our little latkes in the hands like this and pressing. Look at that. Look at that beautiful latke. And then when they're fried, this is what you get, the beautiful free times latkes, a little bit of Booby's applesauce, and delicious sour cream. Look at those lovely latkes. Oh. Okay, so girls, honestly, men love latkes, and they love making latkes. So if you're looking for a boyfriend, invite him over to make a few latkes. And you can sing him the latke love song at the same time. And it may result in a wedding invitation.